Alright guys, we're finally here for the Dracula DLC. Now, I give a great big apologies for not being able to get this out sooner. But, like I said, real life events have come up, and I've got more important stuff to do than, do a game walkthrough. Even though that's what most of my channel's about. Real life events come first, then, so on and so forth. But we're finally here. Now, for the Dracula DLC, when I did the Cult of Zeta, that was 36 minutes. The Dracula DLC is going to take a little longer, so it might be broken into multiple parts. I'm going to try to keep each one of them around maybe 30 minutes at most, because otherwise, last time I tried to put up an hour-long video, it took almost 14 hours to upload, which is ridiculous on YouTube. So I'm going to try to keep them within a certain range, so there most likely will be multiple parts to the Dracula DLC. I apologize, but otherwise, it's going to take a lot longer to upload, and I have other stuff I need to do too, so we don't want to press that. So, Dracula DLC. After you defeated the Cult of Zeta, your character will basically just wander around town asking for information, and eventually someone will tell you, go to Draculas Castle. And eventually you'll make your way here. And this is Draculas Castle. So, you'll be coming through the door here. I apologize for any lagginess or that. We shouldn't be lagging too bad. But, once you have a potato computer, you can only do so much. Wow, frame drops is like bad right now. That's because everything's still trying to load. I mean, this castle is like a castle with a city inside of it. So it's like everything's trying to load all the chunks in and stuff like that. So I do apologize for any lagginess. Alright, sorry about that. Wanted to make sure everything was loaded in. So, basically you'll hit this lever here, because you can't go through the big ass doors. And I have fly on, so I don't have to worry about fall damage. So basically you'll just parkour your way down here. And make sure you don't die. Unless you have fly like I do, but fly is not allowed, so you'll literally have to parkour your way through. And basically you'll end up down here into a little dungeon, and this is where you'll basically dealing with another maze. I know, everyone loves a good maze. Everything's not wanting to load. Alright, I'm gonna pause it here. Okay guys, sorry about that. I had to make sure everything was loaded in. But anyways, you have to make your way through the maze. Now, unlike the maze in the level 2, beginning of the story, this maze is a little bit easier. And it doesn't require keys to get through, so. But, simple as that. So basically, you'll come up to here. And like I said, for nostalgia purposes, I don't use night vision potions. Oh, part of the map's not on. But anyways, you come up here, and this is the old town. This is where the first town was established by the settlers when they were taken by Dracula, after they were affected by the Zeta's influence. But as you can see, we have Revenants. Revenants have basically taken over Old Town. Now, Revenant is basically can either be two things, and most people usually define them as two things. Revenant can either be a ghost or type of spirit, or as most commonly, Revenants are a type of hybrid between a vampire and a ghoul, which is like a vampire / zombie, where a vampire is basically it has mutated, is no longer the blood-sucking fiend as it is. It'll basically feast on anything. So, and a ghoul is basically just an upgraded version of a zombie, but has a paralytic saliva. So basically, you have the option. You can go around exploring Old Town. I'm pretty sure you need, you can kick the doors open. There's some loot and stuff in here you guys can go for. Don't worry about instantly dying or stealthing your way through. It's just a little action sequence thing. Basically, he will come over here and he tells you, Revenants, prepare, we're being attacked. He's telling you to move in, so basically you'll move in here. I apologize for any sniffling allergies that have hit me hard this morning, so if I sound really congested, that's why. Getting old sucks. Sorta. You know, allergies are just the more goddamn annoyance part. But basically they held up in this house, and their whole objective of the Vampire Royal Guard is to fight off all the revenants. So anyone who is affected by Zeta's influence or curse or corruption, whatever you want to call it, you know, even the undead are not susceptible. They take a little longer to be affected by it, but they are not immune to it. So basically you have like little beds in here. Some of the areas might have like little chests and stuff like that you might be able to loot from. And then up here, if this actually loads properly, which I'm hoping it does. Like I said, I apologize for any lagginess. This is basically where you enter the barracks. And here is where you'll actually get the gear that you will need, which is the vampire guards. This is where stealth is a little more different, because unlike the stealth that you did in the sewers, where it had the white bar, and if you went past that, you would automatically be caught. This one you actually have to blend your way into, and if you don't, it's an automatic loss. So, and further update before we finish continuing here, the game that I wanted to do for once my channel reaches 10,000 views, sadly that game we will not be doing, because it does not support Windows Vista 7 and up, and I even have the hard disk for it, and it still will not work, which is really goddamn annoying, and I was very disappointed last night when I tried to install it. So basically you'll come here. This is the barracks. And in the barracks, you will need a key to unlock future further doors. And I'm not going to show you where the key is, but I think it's pretty obvious. Hint, hint. It says, how's the old town going? Do they need backup? It says, if those creatures get in here, we're in trouble, which is true, because revenants, the vampire version of them, have the ability to actually affect other vampires. So it's like basically contracting vampirism, except it actually affects vampires, and basically turns them to basically vampires with rabies in a sense. That's the one thing with revenants, is they are cannibalistic. So both we need to lock this place down. So basically you'll go around exploring. You know, you can open some of the cells. They pretty much caught a bunch of human bandits who were trying to, human thieves and bandits who were trying to break into this place. Let me out, I'm innocent. You know, what are vampires going to do with, people who invade their place? They're going to eat them. Simple as that. That's free food. This here, you might not be able to see that, but it says, Vampire Guard, it's, we'll sneak you in, hail Zeta. And, so basically, and over here, let's see here, Zeta cultist, good, Alucard must, not catch us. Basically, some of the cultists of Zeta have actually, got inside the castle. And not only that, some of the Vampire Royal Guards and some of the citizens are actually, I guess you could put it as sleeper cells in a sense. That they are actually part of the cult of Zeta, because with Dracula having to deal with the Empire and having to deal with the cult of Zeta, there's been a lot of doubts whether or not he can actually be able to hold on to the land and be able to stop him. So some people have actually mutinied against him. His own people have mutinied against him to, choosing the winning side type of situation. So, yeah. That's going to be big. Okay, it's not winning over here. So we're going to pause right here. Alright guys, I apologize for any jumps or skips like that. I have to make sure, since I'm on a potato computer, make sure all the chunks are loaded. Otherwise you get those random void gaps where nothing wants to load. So I apologize if there's a lot of jumps and skips, but it's Minecraft. I'm not playing the updated version. I'm only on like 1.13. So, because that's what the server holds. So anything higher than that, your game's just going to completely lag out. Unless you have a good computer like a good computer. But basically, this is the garden area-esque. It says a garden up here. Well, this is the Royal Farms. So basically, you have different types of plants you can only get in the DLC. So you have your wheat, you have your carrots, your potatoes, and you have netherworts. Well, these are more older versions of them, which you can actually sell for currency. And in the DLC, you don't use Grandazzi in certain areas, you use blood crystals. So you can actually take from some of these chests and actually sell them to certain vendors that are in the DLC for currency. So that's how you will unlock, better iron gear. Later on, you'll unlock diamond gear. So let's see here. Good. What? Don't disturb me. Oh, excuse me, there, good buddy. But you have great netherworts. I think over here we have royal carrots. You have royal potatoes. I think the next one's isn't this one? No, I think it's in the other rooms. Wow, it's kind of a little bit laggy. I do apologize. But in the royal farms, there's different royal farms you can come in here. Let's see here. Royal farmer, good. The crossbreeding is working. I'm pretty sure that's soup. One of these rooms has the book we'll be looking for. Oh yes, and you have little rooms like this. It says storage room. You hear laughing and talking. You can go into there. Little side rooms, stuff like that, have like little side dialogue or some extra, currency you might be able to get. I don't remember which room it is. There's like 5 or 6 rooms I have in this just one floor alone. Is it this room? Yes, it's this room because this is the guy we want to talk to. He basically explains what the Royal Farms are and stuff like that. Says Royal Farmers here, new recruits, which we're not. I hope you study now. Pay attention. What slowed down you? You're not the new student. Oh, you're a servant to Lord Alucard, checking up on us. I see. Well, our results for crossbreeding are coming around very well. As you can tell, we have crossbred regular carrots with blood hearts, and now we have royal carrots. We're done with the same thing with potatoes, but for some reason they turn poisonous. And if you don't know what blood heart is, it's basically the DLC version of the beet. It's basically a substitute so they don't have to feed on people. And so we will send them to the alchemy tower. Perhaps they can use them. The royal wheat didn't seem to change much, except for it's more of a gold color than its standard yellow. Perhaps we can sell it Wolfhaven. The greater netherworts have been successful. They seem to grow larger than your normal ones from the nether, and we have our blood hearts. They are more wild than blood hearts. So you can see there's a difference between how the hearts are spelled. One is more like a wild version of it, and one is more of a tame version of it. I can't apologize about not being able to speak properly because of my congestion, so having to breathe and talk at the same time is kind of annoying. They seem to be more bitter. And well, that's all the produce you may look, but if you decide to take any, let me know first. So basically, you can eat blood hearts and stuff like that. So just kind of like different foods. Royal wheat you can actually sell at a certain shop vendor in Wolfhaven for a certain amount of currency. So we want to go. Oh yes. It says door is locked, but you hear whispering within. Zeta Cultus, good, soon he will fall. Basically talking about Dracula. So, not only is he fighting the 2 war side, he's also fighting the Civil War too. So it's like, yay! Where are you going, sir? Sir! God damn it. Why is this? You're not telling me that I'm stuck. Oh. Whoops. Apparently I have a piece of fence here I didn't know about. Like, what am I getting stuck on? I'm pretty sure this is the upper floor for the soldiers. I don't know. It's been a while since I've run through the DLC, so. Guards, Alucard, he's our leader. You cannot doubt him. So the guards are having distrust, and their worriment of what's going to happen. If Zeta wins, what is Dracula going to do? What's going to happen to us? And it says, does he know he refuses to help? Basically, they're blaming him for not getting involved, taking care of the Empire, dealing with the cult of Zeta right off the bat. He's he got your own fuck. I apologize, I almost dropped that bomb there. Got his own problems he has to deal with, So it's like you got all this stuff crashing down on him at once, and everyone expects him to handle it at once. That's not how it works, buddy. I'm sorry. This is basically the upper barracks. This basically where the guards will sleep. And some of this area here, you can actually get more of an upgraded version of iron armor. So instead of just plain iron armor that you buy in the vendor and the blacksmith and Wolfhaven, you can get enchanted armor. So basically you can just walk around there, and if we go up one more floor, there's I think there's like 9 floors I built. This is basically the mage room area, and nothing's running low in here. There's a little quest line in here that if you find a bunch of spells and scrolls and stuff like that, you get a certain amount of currency too. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pause it here. I'm gonna make sure everything's loaded in, and then we'll knock out this floor. Alright guys, we're back. I apologize for that. But there's certain chests here you can take from. It says take from mage chest. So yeah, you have the Royal Vampire Guards, you have mages in here. There's other ones in here. So those guards will need help. They're basically talking about Old Town, about taking on the revenants and stuff like that. It says we'll send them some help. We can't lose. Basically, they worry about the revenants actually defeating the guard and coming up here and starting to affect everyone. So you don't need a bunch of rapid vampires running around. Raby type vampires. Hope they bring food soon. I'm hungry. Of course you are. Quit worrying. They'll bring food. War's going on, so everyone's thinking about food, thinking about sleep, you think about your tactics, stuff like that. Let's see. Spells. They're just basically getting their plans to be prepared if the revenants or the cult of Zeta attack, or the Empire. He's just basically taking orders and stuff like that. So basically, you can go around in little dialogues, and do that. And I think we need to go that way. Like I said, once again, I apologize for any lagginess, but it can't be helped because it's one giant structure. So while I'm moving, it's still trying to load everything. So if it seems like really laggy, that's the reason why. So I do apologize. This will probably be the last floor we knock out. So he's chanting. So basically, they're meditating. Another mage floor. Let's see here. I think it's in this one. Yeah, this one. It says, but he didn't speak. This is an emergency. Basically, in somewhere back here. Where the hell did I build that? Oh, yes. This is basically the council, and they're going on about, what is Dracula going to do? We have cultists, rumors are going around. We have cultists in the castle. How are we going to handle this situation? We got to deal with the revenants. We got the Empire encroaching and stuff like that. And everyone's in a big giant civil war fuss of how things are going to be handled. If Dracula isn't going to do anything, who's going to take charge? Who's going to, run this place? So everyone's on the giant fritz about what's about going on. So I think we gotta go down this way. And I'm not sure if is this the floor I think it is? No, it's the next floor up. It's the next floor where you have the quests with the scrolls. But we'll be knocking out that floor in the next video. So, like I said, I do apologize for any lagginess on a potato computer, so can't really do much. Like I said, the game that I want to do for 10,000 views, that's not going to work. Which is a goddamn disappointment. It was not only that one, but it was another version of that one too, but you know, they don't support anything past Windows XP. So, which sucks. And I can get them possibly on Steam, but there's so many fickle things with Steam and its updates and stuff like that. I mean, you missed like one update on Steam and your entire game will just completely crash for no reason. So it's a goddamn annoyance. That's why I prefer to use them on a hard disk instead of just downloading it from Steam. And I even checked on Steam, and it says the same thing. It won't support it. They never bother updating the game. Some games, they're older version games. They may be like the 90s or mid 2000s. You might be able to get an updated HD upgraded version of them on Steam, so actually they can work on newer computers. Well, the one game that I want to play doesn't have that. So I have another game in line after we finish this. Like I said, I still want to do Among Us. I do have to make sure that game works. Wait a minute. Whew, I apologize. I had to blow my nose. I could barely breathe out of it. Well, like I said, I have another game that I'm not lined up that we'll be doing. I still want to try Among Us. I have to make sure it works because one of the gamers friends that I have said that they tried recording on OBS and they didn't want to bother recording. So that might be a problem. But apparently they got it to work. So I'll have to mess around with that. But like I said, I'll always keep you guys updated on the Discord, keep you guys updated on the Twitter. So if you're not following me on Twitter, just, you know, look up Alcard Bloodroom, you'll find me on there. That's pretty about it. Like I said, we're going to break this into multiple parts because I'm having to pause, make sure everything loads in because of the chunks. And then, you know, unpause it, and it's just more of a hassle for editing than anything else. But like I said, I do apologize if the game plays like really laggy, but it's upgraded Minecraft. You know, I'm on a 2009 computer, you know, playing an upgraded version of Minecraft, so it's like it's gonna run really laggy, you know. And just to get a new computer alone, it's like $400 or $500. But I'd rather fork that into my car than a new computer, you know, that I can still run, you know, decent smaller games. And I've checked games on Steam for like demos and stuff like that. It's just nothing interesting. All the games on Steam are just like completely boring as hell. But I may do a lot of complaining, but I try to put out at least decent to somewhat good content. Otherwise, we'll just be doing like TFT because League of Legends just runs a lot more smoother. But maybe some Summoner's Rift. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, hope you guys' Wednesday is going good. Hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. You guys are wearing your masks. And like I said, this will be a multiple part series for the Dracula DLC. So, you know, I'll try to get them out through these several weeks that we'll be playing this game. So, either way, thanks guys.